Plaintiff Bart Dietzman lives in Las Vegas, and he met the defendant through a mutual friend. Bart claims the defendant has a gambling problem, and after he bought a car from her, she repossessed the car like a ninja warrior in the middle of the night. Bart's suing for the cost of a car and car repairs. Defendant Stephanie D'Angelo admits that she has a gambling problem, but insists Bart is the financially irresponsible one who defaulted on the car payments. Stephanie claims she repossessed the car because Bart went missing for 2 months, and she's countersuing for the value of the car and default fees.
Start with you. I met the defendant, Stephanie, through a friend of mine who used to work for my painting company. It's also her ex. We all live in Las Vegas. As you know, Las Vegas is known for, it's big hotels, it's big shows, and gambling, which is a problem for some people, like Stephanie.
How do you know that?
She's told me herself.
Told you she had a gambling problem?
That's correct, sir.
Ma'am, you got a gambling problem?
Yes, but that's not the issue.
Well, this case deals with money that may come into play.
Not pertaining to him defaulting on payments, so.
Him defaulting?
He actually
stopped. Did you come and take the car?
Yes, no, I repossessed
because you needed your money, right?
I repossessed my vehicle.
Because you needed your money, right?
Yes.
Yeah, to go to the casino. See how it goes together? Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
She basically came like a little ninja Repo Warrior in the middle of the night, hid out in the backyard of my neighbor's house that was vacant.
Give me some more background. What did you all agree on in terms of the purchase or sale of the car and the repairs? What happened here?
We agreed to $400 down, $400 a month.
What was the total amount?
The total amount was $1,500.
You were purchasing a car from her for $1,500. What type of car?
A Jeep Cherokee.
When was this?
It was on June 6th of 2009.
And how many payments did you make?
I made all but the last $150.
All right. And that means you made June, July.
$400 payment was August 25th of 2009.
All right.
And September 24th of 2009, I made another $150 payment.
That's not true.
All right. Car repairs, how are you suing her for that?
Well, when I bought the vehicle, it was in need of major repairs. I mean, the front axles were almost falling out of the car. The bumper was half ripped off, rear window smashed out, rear passenger side
Why would
window.
you buy a car like that?
I got it at a cheap price. I mean, a 94 Cherokee at that time, booked for around $4,000.
Let me hear your side, ma'am.
Okay, well, I have an installment note this is the original with Bart's signature on here. And he was supposed to be done paying off the Jeep by September. I was getting divorced. I needed help with paying my rent, not to gamble with. So $400 a month was half of my rent. He stopped paying. The man disappeared.
How much did he pay you?
He paid $1,200, and then the very last payment in October, it was actually October 1st, he made a payment of $150.
Okay, how much? So that means he was how much short?
Only $150. It wasn't about the money. It was about the fact that my vehicle was, I didn't even know the whereabouts of it.
The sales, something you were showing me, you wanted
bill
to
of
show
sale
me an
and
agreement?
the installment note.
Okay. So go ahead, sir.
So, I mean, she's not disagreeing that I only owed $150. And when she came and repoed the car, like I said, she waited across the street in the neighbor's house, spying, waiting for me to come home in the middle of the night. So she come and snatched the car back. And I tried to get a hold of her after that so I could pay off the last $150. I mean, I've got a bunch of money into repairs in this thing. I've got, $3,500 into this car now with all the repairs. I'm not going to let it go for $150. I'm trying to get a hold of her. I went to her old apartment. She's been evicted. She disappeared. So after trying to get a hold of her for 2 weeks, I went down to the courthouse and, spoke with people down there. And they actually contacted her and she told them that she already sold the vehicle 2 days after she repoed it.
Ma'am?
Okay, I did repo the vehicle. The only reason I found it, I happened to be driving by and I saw my Jeep. I hadn't talked to Bart in nearly a month and 26 days. I was leaving the country. I saw my property. Therefore, since Bart made no attempt at all to try to call me or come by my place, he actually went from one house to another house in the neighborhood to another house. So, and his phone didn't work. I didn't know where the man was at. The last time I did talk to him, he called me, drunk. Hey, man, you want to come party, this and that. Blah. I'm like, dude, are you serious? You owe me money. And so most likely he's out rolling around in my Jeep with my plates on it that he got caught with. So as far as I'm concerned, he bought the car from me. It wasn't registered nor was insured. He's out, partying. God only knows, I'm saying, what's going on. I would be responsible for it. So I had to leave town. So I came.
It was parked when you got it though, right?
Oh yeah, with also stolen plates on it.
So he wasn't driving it around.
Oh, I'm surprised I even found it parked. But no, he did leave, and I did wait in the dark for him to get back. And then I called the police. They came with me to repossess my vehicle.
Pardon me? What'd you say?
She waited at my house.
I did.
So she knew where I lived, and I have statements.
Did you give him notice of repossession?
This was the first time I'd seen Bart in nearly a month and a half. I actually have a calendar.
You knew where
here.
to go.
No, I had no idea. No.
Why did you go to his house then if you didn't know where to go?
There's a major street, and the house is actually on a corner. Me and my ex-husband were actually driving by to go someplace else, and I saw the car just by chance. I didn't know where the man was.
I thought you were waiting there.
No, when we saw the car on I believe on the 14th when we saw it, and then on the 16th I went back by myself.
Correct. So you knew where he was on the 14th.
I didn't know how to get a hold of that man.
You were there at his house.
That is true. So I knew of.
I can't understand what you're saying.
I did know the whereabouts of my car for 2 days prior, but I was leaving the country. I didn't have time. He'd already.
You didn't have time to give him notice.
He ran for a month. I didn't have time to keep.
You did. You saw it 2 days before taking it. You had time 2 days earlier.
Correct.
Right. Why didn't you give notice?
Because I was right in the middle of
Okay, that was an illegal repossession. What is your counterclaim for? $37.50 for the value of a car. How does he owe you?
The last payment was supposed to be on September 25th.
For how much?
$300 on September 25th. Bart likes to run the streets, run around. I think right now he's living in a motel somewhere. So he had my property. He did not make, and I have phone records too, of me trying to get a hold of him. The man did not contact me for nearly a month and a half. And I went to his previous residence. The place was empty. Just by chance, I saw my car. Other than that, I did not know where to look for him.
This man paid you everything but $150. He put over $3,000 into this car.
That is a lie.
You have any of your repairs, sir?
I have the receipt of the $150 I gave her on September 24th. I have witness statement from her ex saying I did the repairs on the car November 21st.
I have pictures of the Jeep and the condition he bought it in.
And he owes you for $3,700 for what exactly?
I want the total cost of the car plus the late fees he owes.
Cost for who?
The Kelly Blue Book value was $3,600.
Didn't you sell the car?
For $300 for scrap metal.
Right, that was your choice to sell it for $300.
I didn't have time.
You should have held out. You didn't have time?
I couldn't find the man.
You don't have time for things. I'm surprised you had time to come here today.
I don't.
We thank you for gracing us with your presence because your claim is dismissed. This was an illegal repossession if I've ever seen one, ma'am. Right there at the man's house 2 days earlier, talking about you didn't know how to reach him. You give him notice. This man only owed you $150 on a $1,500 purchase, had paid you every single dime,
he was missing
but you
for
didn't
2
have
months.
time.
The
Case
car was
dismissed.
impounded.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.